Hello people, this is Last27 here, and here I have a little announcement to make. I can't upload new battles for a while due to the fact that my DS Lite broke down and my R4 card, what I use with DS Lite, doesn't work with my 3DS, so no new battles for a while. That's gonna shut my channel down a bit, but I've been thinking that I might wanna do that. Let's play from Cresting Racing now that I have my time with it. So as the DS2 supercard will arrive eventually. So let's look at the team preview for a second. My opponent's most threatening pokes probably are the Slowbro, Snorlax, and probably the Tauros. Tauros because it could be, if it has Intimidate, it can work against my Ambipom and Flygon quite well because Intimidate shuts them down a bit. Snorlax is a wall to my Chandelure, so I can't really bring it in before I take that thing out. And Slowbro is a physical wall. What actually I can handle with my Ambipom, and Ambipom with it, as it has U-turn and such. So without further ado, I am challenged by Alan, who actually on Smogon is on A1d0g, who I refer as A1d0g. So I lead off with my Ambipom, and my opponent here will go with the Zapdos. One of my favorite bird. It's my favorite bird from Kanto. Either way, I faked that thing out, and looking at the damage, I am quite sure a double hit would take this Zapdos out. So he doesn't want to stay in for that and brings in the Slowbro. And as my opponent, let's see how much the double team does to my opponent's Slowbro, and it does quite a bit, and I'm thinking that, I could possibly do quite a bit of damage to the Slowbro with my beat up. Once, twice, 3 times, and it still hits 6 times. And the damage on the Slowbro is quite impressive, and he's going with the Combine, expecting me to switch up, but nope. And here, the Slowbro is in a pickle situation because I can take it out with a double hit from this range. So my opponent doesn't want that to happen because he knows how important Slowbro is. So he's gonna withdraw into another Kanto Pokemon, Tauros. As it doesn't have Intimidate, my double hit will probably be a 4-hit KO. And as I get a critical hit, I am quite sure that I will have taken it out with the second double hit. So it crit didn't matter unless that Tauros was scuffed. So my opponent here brings in Scyther. I can't really stay in because I know I can't take Scyther out. So I decide to withdraw into my one and only, the Registeel. It's my favorite Reggie out of them all. That ball of steel, it takes anything. It can take pretty much anything, except for maybe Specs Fire Blast from Chandelure. So here, my opponent starts up setting up sword stances, and I go with my Stealth Rock, and as he doesn't have a Rapid Spinner, Sand Slash, on his side, they are there to stay. And as you can see, my opponent indeed has all Kanto Pokemon, that's why I mentioned Sand Slash, obviously. So he keeps on setting up sword stances, and I wanna pretty much shut that thing down a bit, so I go with the Thunder Wave. And here, my plan here was to para-flinch this Scyther. And I get my first flinch, does a nice amount of damage with the Stab Iron Head, and it's not gonna bring it down to half, and the Scyther gets off with the baton pass to the Snorlax. And he got Snorlax. And it gets some Stealth Rocks damage, and I really can't stay in because I know this Snorlax tend to carry Earthquake. So I decide to withdraw and bring in my Shaymin to take any hit this Snorlax wants to go for. It's basically a death fodder at this point, due of the fact that my Shaymin really kindly doesn't take it. It's the sackable thing in my team pretty much because I want to bring in my Flygon safely. So so I could go and do the U-turn or something else to do as much damage to the Snorlax as possible. And the Snorlax goes to frustration as it hates its trainer, so it takes my Shaymin out with ease. And the Shaymin fades, my Ingrainer is now gone, even though it doesn't get the By the way, in comes Tony Flygon, and here Tony goes with the power! And easily takes that Snorlax out because of the fact that Tony here is GB, and the CB Flygon is pretty good because most people expect it to be scarfed, so it can work quite well and surprise. So in comes the Venomoth, and because the move I locked myself into is quite resistant by this thing, and I have those attack drops, I can't really stay in, so I bring in my Ambipom to basically be a sleepwater, but my opponent probably sees that, so he goes with the Quick Dance, and here I can go with the Technician move. Fake out to do as much damage to this UglyBug as I can. But as I know that this UglyBug does indeed outspeed me, on the next turn I pretty much decide to withdraw, thinking that this guy would go with the Blastoise, take this Ambipom down, so I bring in my Reichswehr, the range defense, the Registeel, and my opponent goes with the sleep powder on this turn, and puts my Registeel to sleep so I can't get power hacks going on with this Venomoth. Too bad for me. However, I decide to withdraw my Registeel as it is now with my sleep powder, go into my Ambipom. If my opponent goes with the Blastoise and takes that Ambipom down, I can bring my Chandelure. If he doesn't, I can fake this thing out and take it out that way. So my opponent goes with the Blastoise and takes down my Ambipom. But here, in comes Hellfire, dark fire, this fire in my skin. And here, I decide to lock myself into Shadow Ball. Because nothing in my opponent's team resisted or is immune to it, so I can easily lock myself into Shadow Ball, and modest Shadow Ball stab takes down the Zapdos after Stealth Rocks quite easily, even though it has the last one, it takes it out. In comes Venomoth. I think my opponent hopes to outspeed me and do something afterwards. Nope. Shadow Ball time! Because my Chandelure is indeed scarfed. So here, I'm pretty much set to sweep because I think I pretty much have the game in the bag. The Scyther, it can't touch me, and it barely lives the Stealth Rock switching no matter. Shadow Ball. And here, the Scyther goes down, and the final Pokemon on my opponent's side is indeed the Slowbro, the one and the only Slowbro. And here, I go with the Shadow Ball. Take this Slowbro out with this, and it was a critical hit. Didn't matter because it would have taken it out. I'm quite sure about that. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate that you watched this video, and I appreciate comments. I appreciate likes, and if you have some tips for me, I like to listen to you because you, the viewers, decide who you watch and why you watch them. And yeah, either way, thank you guys for watching. Have a fine day, and see you guys next time.